down ass bitch, bro.
I'm
a down ass bitch. I will get dirty if I need to for the greater good of all.
I'm not unclogging a toilet.
I will. I don't give a fuck.
I won't even unclog my own toilet.
All right, you guys, welcome to the Humanhood series brought to you by your girl, Melanie Peralta and
Casey Riley.
The space where our goal is to humanize the human experience and make personal development more personal. Clearly, we're just talking about shit stories. Well, a little bit. So, you know, it does get pretty personal around here. We are officially in episode 6, which is almost to the grand finale of our 7-episode series. I have a feeling it might be a continuation.
I don't know. I'm loving it.
Yeah, we'll let you guys help us decide what to do next and how to potentially continue this journey. But like always, first and foremost, I just want to say thank you to our sponsor, I Do Experiences, for gifting us this space and container to bring this vision to life. I've been using this space for all of my events, all of my workshops, all of my social events. Clearly, this project, it's just the most beautiful, moldable space to work with to bring so many different things to life. So shout out to I Do Experiences if you are in South Scottsdale or just in the Phoenix area in general and you're looking for an intimate venue to bring your experience to life, definitely check out I Do. That's IDEUX. I Do Experiences. Thank you. So grateful. All right. So we're going to dive into social media. And obviously there's so many different conversations out there about social media, but Casey and I really want to dive into it from the perspective of how we feel like we need to show up on social media or how we operate in social media, being people who are leaders, healers, coaches, people in the personal development industry, people who run a business, people who have a brand, and just what comes with that. Also just social media, social dynamics. Why did it feel like it was important to talk about this?
I think that social media has grown so much with just the amount of time that all of us spend consuming it. Like, I'm a consumer for sure. You know, I enjoy social media. And that wasn't the case 10 years ago. And I feel like a lot of new dynamics,
it's so different,
pressure,
there's social the rules, the social media laws.
Exactly, there's laws. That's it. Following, unfollowing, pressure to post, all these things. And I know I'm moving through that myself. Like recently I did a hard audit of my social media presence and how I want to show up and how I really want to consume. And I went on like an unfollowing spree.
Oh, I do that.
And it was really uncomfortable because I'm like, I know you, but we don't really engage like that, or we're not actually friends. But to be honest, I don't really want to see pictures of you and your family because we're not close like that. And we just have so much input all of the time where it was becoming overwhelming for me.
Yeah.
But as I was starting to move in this new way with social media, it was bringing up a lot of stuff like, should I be doing this? Is this wrong? Is someone going to be mad? Like all of these things.
Yeah.
And I know that people are feeling that too, because it's not how it used to be. We are consuming thousands of people's lives every day.
It's one of the biggest parts of our lives.
Yeah.
Because aside from us utilizing it to socialize, to build bonds, to build business, we're using it to receive the news.
Yeah.
That's how it's our news.
Yeah.
Our generation, social media is our news.
Oh yeah, I follow specific accounts, and when something goes on, I go check that account.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, it's our news. It's our fucking, like, how we consume things. Like social media knows what I like to buy, bro. Instagram be selling me shit all the time. Shout out to Copper Water. You got me.
Honestly, I kind of love the algorithm though, because I'm thinking about bed sheets. You just gave me 10 options.
I'm not super mad at it.
Not at all.
I'm not super mad at it because it does give me things that I want and need. I've been wanting one of these.
Yeah. And then they serve you the best one. You're like, perfect. Thank you for doing the research.
Awesome. Yeah. So, I mean, but it has become one of the biggest aspects of our lives, which is weird, man.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
But it is. So
how do you knowing that it's a big part of our lives, and for us a big part of our businesses?
Yeah, which is a fine line.
Yeah.
Because you and I don't have a personal page and then a business page.
Yeah, me neither.
I just have the Melanie Peralta page that my business is shared on, you know? And for me, it's such a fine line between sharing about my business and what I do and all of that, and then just being a human on it.
Yeah.
And I'm in a space right now where I'm not creating content like that. I'm just not. And I'm grateful that I'm in a position in my business where I don't need to be, because I have a lot of private clients outside of social media, and I'm not needing to market these things to sell because of the relationships that I've built.
Yeah.
Thank you, God.
Yeah.
I love this season of my life, actually, because when I was in the constant market, sell the next thing, promote the next program, bro,
it's exhausting.
It's exhausting. And sometimes you're in the season for it and it's fun and you love it and you're passionate about what you're creating and stuff like that. But we're human, we're natural creatures, so we go through nature's processes as well. And I'm not in that season right now of being super pumped to share all this content. So that's why I'm glad for the season of business that I am in. But it definitely, I think about it, I'm like, oh, I haven't been creating that much content lately. Like, and then the idea of like, oh, well, if you don't create so much content, you become more irrelevant.
Right. Well, people forget.
Right. But that's not true. Do you follow Peter Kelly?
No. I don't follow anyone these days.
You might not love her as much as I do, because she's me in a lot of ways, as far as being like a mother and a conscious mother and a creative and all this. So I relate to her a lot. But she is my example of be extraordinary and people will appreciate it whenever you decide to show up.
Yes. Yeah.
Whenever you want, whatever you have to say, we're paying attention.
Yeah.
Well, you could be gone for as long as you want.
Well, I feel that way too, because a lot of what I lean on, I create a decent amount of content, but it's really from the space of only posting it when I really feel compelled to. Otherwise, it's totally felt through the screen if you're just posting to post. But it's almost consumer fatigue. Like, if you're posting every single day, I'm like, oh, that's another video Melanie's posting, like whatever. But when you post, what does Melanie have to say today?
Right.
Because you haven't posted in a while.
Right,
so I feel like it's a little bit, actually a better strategy to post less. Now, some people are going to be like, you got to post 3 times a day, whatever.
I think what's the goal?
Yeah, what's the goal?
You know, I had a conversation. I went to an event Saturday called Future in Focus. Shout out to the team who put that together. Jules Badillo put that together. And there was a speaker named Nico. I don't want to butcher his last name at all. But he was talking about social media. And I brought that up because another thing that's been on my mind is like, well, I haven't been creating content that much, but anytime I do feel inspired to create content and there's something that I want to say or there's something that I want to share, it's usually when I just woke up and my hair's in a bun and I'm in a big t-shirt and I'm looking crazy and I'm, making my son's bone broth for breakfast.
Right.
And the nature, because I asked him about social media superficiality. I'm like, I want to create authentic content that feels true for me in the moment.
Right.
But I cannot deny the reality that my content does better when I look like this. And I was like all glammed up.
Yeah.
And, I was like, my content does way better when I look like this.
Right.
And so then he was like, well, what's your goal? Is it likes? Is it like
impact
comments?
or impressions?
Is it, yeah. He's like, so what's your goal of success on social media?
Yeah.
And he's like, you might have X amount of people who like this picture because of how you look, but are those people the ones who are going to buy from you, or are those people the ones who are going to sign up for your retreat or for this or this? So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so again, like, it's about what's the goal with your social media?
Yeah. I was just having a conversation with a friend about this, and it's what's the intention, and vanity numbers, like, they're important to an extent. Now, hear me out on this one. Obviously, there's just likes for likes, right? Oh, I got 500 likes. That makes me feel good. Or 500 people, this message landed with 500 people.
Right.
And so sometimes those vanity numbers gives us encouragement to keep going.
Right.
You know, like, yes, there's a vanity of it, but also you're letting me know that you liked it and you actually felt something from it. Mm-hmm. Now, if it's just based off of your looks, that's something different. But if it's a powerful message and people are loving it and sharing it, yes, that's going to give me a little dopamine hit.
Right.
But also, like, great, this message is landing with people.
Right.
And so it's an interesting thing to say, like, I don't care about the likes because we want to know that people are watching our content.
Yeah.
You know, like, my ask for everyone out there is, if you see these videos and you watch it and you actually like it, please like it.
Yeah.
You know,
like it, share it, comment, send it to your friend.
Yeah. You know, and if you don't like it, don't like it. I don't want you to do anything you don't want to do. But if you do, like, don't just scroll past it, especially on your creators, your friends who are creators. Look at this setup that we have. Look at the time that we're investing in this. It's time and it's resources. And that lets us know you want more of this.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so question.
Yeah.
What are your social media, like, rules that you live by and, like, do? Like, what's your social media behavior?
Like my consumer behavior?
Sure. Like, who you follow, who you don't follow, why you follow them, why you won't, or, like, you know, like, just like what you like, what you don't like, why you don't like it.
Yeah. I mean,
your activity on social media tells a lot about who you are.
It does.
It's a major mirror and reflection of who you are.
Yeah, for sure. I actually have thought about this a lot because, as I mentioned, I went on an unfollowing spree this year because I was really trying to be mindful of how much content I'm consuming, and the person's content that I'm consuming, what is it giving me? Because I don't just want to look at everyone's lives. It's too much.
Yeah.
We are not used to consuming this much content. And so I follow people who I personally know and have a relationship with. I'm talking like we have a relationship.
Yeah.
Or if I'm learning something from you. I don't follow any celebrities. I don't follow people I just met at a party. Like, I'll stalk your page for a few weeks and I'm like, okay, this person's cool. I'll follow you. But I won't do it right away because now I'm being fed all this content and I'm like, I don't really want to be seeing all of this.
Yeah.
And now I have to unfollow you, and that's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And so I really take my time with the follow.
Yeah.
In terms of engagement, if you are my friend and you are a creator and I see your post, I'm liking it. I don't give a fuck if I like it or if I don't like it. I am liking it because I know what that does in terms of supporting your business and your page. So even if I don't watch the whole video, I'm like, boop. If I do watch it and I love it, like, I will comment on it. You know, like, I really, really show up in that space, and I really appreciate when people show up in that space for me too. But I never engage on large creators.
Really?
I will never like someone's post who has, let's say, like 500,000 followers. Never.
Really?
Ever.
Oh, I don't have that standard.
Yeah.
I like what I like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Yeah.
It's weird. That's my consumer behavior on social media.
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny too is, like, there's also a certain dynamic with how you consume and what you consume and how you show up on social media as a married woman opposed to as a single woman.
Yeah.
Because I'm very particular about what I like, and, like, I was having this conversation with, I think was it last night? I was having a conversation with one of my guy friends last night, and I was telling him, like, I don't like men's stuff on social media because to me, that's like showing
interest
to a degree,
right.
Unless it's like you're talking and it's, you know, there's like a teaching point, or it's like a certain, you know, it's artsy or whatever. But if it's just like a guy's, like, fashion photo, or you know, you're not gonna catch me liking no shit like that. I don't even care if he is a celebrity, or that's kind of like a rule that I have. I don't like a lot of men's content unless it's a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
Somebody who knows the energy exchange.
Right.
It's like, I don't want to go and like your stuff and then
they get the wrong idea.
Yeah, because that's also a thing.
Yeah, it is.
As a single woman, I was telling my friend last night, I was like, I met my son's dad on Instagram.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that.
And I met my last long-term relationship on Facebook. And then the one guy that I dated since then, I met him on Instagram.
Are you sliding in the DMs? Do you feel comfortable with sliding in men's DMs if you...
Oh, girl, I will gladly slide in your DMs if I have a reason. Actually, the last guy that I dated, I slid in his DMs. He loved it.
I'm sure he did. He's like, who's this girl?
Yeah. Well, yeah, but the other ones, they slid in my DMs.
Okay.
Yeah.
What other rules do you have?
Well, I'm not as particular as you with who I follow. I'm down to give somebody a follow every now and then. I know my algorithm's going to show me what I pay attention to most anyways.
Yeah.
So what I do is periodically I'll go into my follow list and it'll allow you to see who's the least interacted profiles. And if I haven't interacted with your profile, then it's for a reason.
Yeah.
So I'll go in there and I'll unfollow all of the people. But then sometimes it's kind of nice though because social media hides people from you, every now and then I'll go in there and I'll see a least interacted profile and it's somebody that I'm like, oh my God, where have you been?
Right.
And you haven't been popping up in my algorithm. What's going on with you?
Yeah.
So then like I'll go to their page and I'll like some of their things or I'll engage with some of their stuff so that they get in my algorithm because I want them in my algorithm, you know? But I'm different from you because I love seeing my friends' babies. I love the kids. So like I get
hysterical.
Yeah, like there's people, but I think I'm also different because
let me just clear something up. I like seeing my friends and our close connection, their kids, not someone who I just met at a party and I don't know anything about your family.
Totally.
I'm like, I don't need to see that. That feels personal.
I feel you. I just sometimes my heart just picks and chooses who it loves. That's just how it is. Sometimes I could barely know somebody and I love them. Yeah. Like over social media.
Yeah.
That's also the beautiful thing about social media, you know, is like.
We met on social media.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. But there's people that I have built bonds with over social media that I've never met in person. Mm-hmm. And I love them so much. Yeah. And I love their children so much. Yeah. And I am invested. Yeah. You know, like I care. And I'm like, oh my God, your baby's getting so big. You know? That's my personality type though. Like I love people so much. I think my biggest boundary on social media is like with the guy thing. Yeah. Honestly.
For sure.
Other than that, like I'm not super particular about who I follow and all of that. Obviously, like I'm not following some shit that I don't want to see. And when you go out, so when I go out into the world and I'm, out for like a night and guys are like, oh, like, can I have your number? I'm like, no, but you can follow me on Instagram.
And I'm not following you back.
No, I'm not following you back. Unless I am interested, which is never. Yeah. I'm so fucking picky. But I'm like, you can't have my number, but you can follow me on Instagram. Yeah. And they're like, okay.
Send me an email.
You could. Here's my IG. Yeah. You know? That's kind of like my only main restriction, like that I'm pretty firm on, is just being mindful of my engagement with men. Yeah. Yeah. As a single woman, like even in a relationship, actually, I'm like that too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's just respectful.
Totally. But I'm very mindful of like what might mean something to someone, and you know, but it was funny because I was thinking about this the other day. Another, like, I realize I'm in my era of like social media modesty. Okay. When I look at how I used to be on social media, lots of selfies, lots of look at my outfit, lots of being cute, you know? And I definitely post pictures, no, not pictures, but I definitely post things of me in my full glam.
Yeah.
But most of the time when I'm posting a video on social media, I'm like this.
Yeah.
Like bare face in a hat or something. You know, I'm not really in my era of look at me.
Yeah.
How beautiful I am.
Yeah. Okay, what are your thoughts on, this might get a little controversial. What are your thoughts on friends who don't engage on your posts?
I don't really feel a way about it.
Okay.
Yeah. If it's my friend who's a fucking amazing friend in real life, I don't care. You know? Like, it doesn't bother me, really. I mean, I appreciate it when they do, but if they don't, like, I can think of a handful of friends right now who I'm really close with who never engage with my stuff. Like, feels like they never do. But it doesn't affect me, honestly. I don't look at it in some type of way because I'm like, you have your own reasons with your behavior on social media, and you're an amazing friend to me in real life. That's what I actually care about.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. What about you? She's like, I care.
No, for me, I understand that people are probably just like me where they're wanting to consume less. So maybe they muted me. Maybe I do trigger them. You know, maybe something I'm doing is annoying to them and they don't want to consume that part, so they're not seeing my posts. But also I feel like, yes, you can be a great friend in person, but there's something about, like, if you scroll past my post and we're good friends and you're not engaging in it, to me, that's kind of effed up.
Really?
I could just never look at my friend's post, see it, scroll past it. You know? It's like, but then I also understand that, yeah, people have their reasons for showing up the way that they do. We all have our own consumer behavior on these apps. But yeah, I find it a little funky. I find it a little funky. And not like I'm upset about it. It just makes me wonder. Like, are you triggered? Do I trigger you? Do you not really support me in this capacity?
Oh, so you internalize it as if it's like something towards you.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. But they also, like, some people who don't engage are great people in real life.
Right. Because I feel like I don't massively engage on all of my friends' stuff either.
Yeah.
But it's like I have so many friends.
See, I don't. My following's very little, the people who I follow.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's like, the season that I'm in, if I am getting in this energetic relationship with you through social media, it's a relationship. I want to engage. I want to see. I don't want to mute you. Like when people say, oh, just mute them. I'm like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
If I chose to follow you and enter your world, I'm entering it so I can see what you're up to, not just so I can mute you. But that's just my behavior. So, of course, I expect others to behave the same, which I know that they don't.
Or appreciate others to behave in that way. I'm like that when it comes to like phone calls and text messages and stuff like that. Like, I really could give two shits if you engage on my social media.
Yeah.
But if you don't ever hit me up, if you don't ever text me, if you don't ever call me,
Okay.
like, I care about that.
See, that doesn't bother me. Well, I'm always on D&D. You're never getting a hold of me.
No, I do care about that.
Okay.
Because in my life, I feel like most of the time, I'm the friend that stays in touch with my people. Like, I definitely have my certain friends, and you're one of them.
Yeah.
I have my people who will just randomly text me saying, I love you and I miss you.
Yeah.
You know? But But then I have certain friends that I'm like, bitch, if I never hit you up, we wouldn't talk.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I do my best to be understanding because, like, I know people have lives and people are married or in relationships or they have children and they're doing business and stuff like that. But I take note of that. Text messages and calls, like how often, what is this energetic exchange and how often am I the one initiating connection all the time with you? Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah.
So I kind of like, that is what I pay attention to when it comes to social interaction, way more than social media interaction.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like,
Interesting.
yeah, because I actually, you motherfucker, if you're watching this.
Who?
My really good friend JR.
Okay.
He probably will watch this because he's such a supportive friend.
Yeah.
He don't follow me on social media. He follows 3 people.
Okay, see, that's no biggie though.
Yeah. So it's like he only follows a few people.
Yeah.
He doesn't follow me. But I appreciate you for this too, friend. He every now and then I'll see him like my story.
Yeah.
So I know that he has to go.
He's checking up on you.
He's like, all right, what's Mel doing?
Yeah.
What's going on in Mel's world?
Yeah.
You know? But some people would be like, you don't follow me on social media, blah, 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 whatever. You don't, da-da-da. But I'm like, you're so active in my daily life. You call me. You check on me. You hit me up. You ask me if I need anything. Like, I don't care if you follow me on social media or not. You're such a great friend in real life.
I don't care about the follow.
She's like, it's the engagement.
It's the engagement. You know, I think it's the creator in me that, again, we build our our businesses both, I think, have been mainly built on social media.
Oh, yeah, 1,000%.
Yeah, mine for sure has, which I love that about social media.
Yeah.
Like, I truly am so grateful for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, because of that, and it's like, yeah, my other creator friends, like, if I am giving you this exchange, I do want it back.
Yeah.
You know? Like, you don't just get to receive and take type of thing. And I don't need it to be at the level that I give, but like, if you're scrolling past my thing.
Do I scroll past your shit? Do I like your shit?
I don't know.
Sometimes I don't even know what I like and whose stuff that I engage with or not.
Yeah.
You know?
And here's the thing.
I'm like, do I? I don't even know. Are you mad at me?
Go audit your ass now.
Have I been a bad social media friend? I'm so sorry.
But also, like, the thing about, like, people who don't engage when it comes to people who come to my sessions and clients and whatnot, I love ghost followers because I'm like, you're still coming to the sessions.
Bro.
I know you're watching my stuff and you're like, I've been following you for years. And I'm like, who are you?
Yeah.
You haven't liked, you haven't
That's a
done
whole
anything.
other thing.
Yeah. And so I'm starting to love the ghost followers because I'm
Yeah.
like, I still get to engage with you in real life in this way. And maybe your consumer behavior is like, I don't engage on creators or whatever.
I don't engage at all.
Yeah.
I'm just a watcher.
Just a watcher.
Some people are just watchers.
Yeah.
And you'd be surprised how many people are just watchers.
Oh, for sure.
Dude, one time I posted when I was with Paris, it was like a picture of us, or I don't know, it was something of us, and tagged him. And when I went to my analytics of that story,
Yeah.
there was like almost 400 clicks to his page. I was like, and then I screenshotted that and I posted it, and I was like, you nosy fuckers.
Yeah, you're like, where are you people?
Yeah,
Where
like 400 of y'all went to go see who my man is.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
what? That's a lot.
That is, yeah.
And so when I posted that thing, like, you nosy fuckers, then I literally had like 3 women who I've never seen in my life, who I don't ever talk to, and I didn't even know followed me, message me and say, I was one of those, like, it was me, you know? And then
Yeah.
one of them was like, she's like, girl, like, we have to know, like, she's like, if you're dating somebody, like, we have to know who they are. They must be. And so I was like, oh, that showed me that even though you don't ever engage with me and I never see you on social media, you view me in a certain way. They're like, if Melanie's dating this guy, I want to know who he must be. I want to see who he is, because she has to be with somebody like this.
Right.
Oh, no? And you want to know, and you're curious because you view me a certain way. And I had no idea you even existed or viewed me in any type of way.
But it also shows you, because sometimes I post and I forget that people are actually consuming.
Yeah.
And it's like,
and forming an opinion.
Yeah.
Or, creating a bond with you that you are so unaware of. I'm like, girl, I didn't know you gave a fuck about me like that.
Right. And so it kind of makes you take a step back and be like, oh, damn, like, should I be more careful with what I'm posting, or be mindful with how I say things? Because people are watching and consuming just like we are other people's pages.
Totally. But I think it's more so like, I don't think it's a reason to start watching more of what you're saying or how you're saying it, because just like anything in real, people are going to fuck with you or not fuck with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if they're ghost followers, they're ghost followers for a reason, and they already don't really exist in your realm anyway.
True.
So you don't have to switch up your shit for a ghost follower.
That's true. You know
what I mean?
Yeah, but it just puts things into perspective.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, wow, people are interested.
Yeah.
Or are curious. Huh.
Yeah, it's so interesting. And then just the crazy part of social media that it's like, so much about people's lives. Like, there was a friend of mine who we're friends, but we're not in each other's regular life. But I was seeing her relationship, like, situation. I was like, oh, there's a new man in the picture.
Yeah.
Oh, it was like, oh, they just got out of this relationship. Oh, there's a new man in the picture. And you're like, oh. So you're like seeing all their things, And it's the dating stuff that people get real nosy about.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I've experienced that so much. That's why I'm so low key, bitch.
Yeah, it is. Are you on Regina's close friends list?
Yes. And it's the best. Regina, we love you, girl.
Regina, you are
you inspire me.
the best human.
He says that to me. Now I say it. Yeah.
She's fucking hysterical. The sagas, the relationship stuff. She just moves to fucking Tulum. She's like, peas, the Italian. I love you, Regina.
Bro, you're iconic, Regina.
She's iconic.
Regina Lawrence, to be exact. Follow her on Instagram. She's a hoot.
Get on her close friends.
See if you make it to her close friends one of these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good. What was I saying?
Just relationships and how that.
Oh, yeah. People are real nosy, about the personal life stuff, especially, romantically, which is why I'm pretty low key, but people pay attention. I noticed those things. So I was like, oh, you're in this relationship, but now you got a new guy. And it's like, no, I think she got back with that person. Then me and my friend are like, oh, did you see so-and-so? I think she got it. And they're like, no.
It's a puzzle.
Bro. And then she like screenshots me this picture. She's like, yeah, this is her. This is the old guy. And I'm like, no, that's not the old guy, because the old guy had an armful of tattoos, or didn't have an armful of tattoos, and this guy has an armful of tattoos.
Yeah.
This is a new guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
And this is how people are analyzing our lives.
She's I'm like, look at me over here invested in, but it's because I love this person.
Yeah.
I admire this person. I am invested into this person's life. It's just, social media is the new reality TV in a big way.
It is. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It really is. Thank you, Regina, for being the Bachelor.
Yeah, like
Bachelorette.
It's the new reality TV show experience for us in a big way.
Yeah.
It's just like seeing people's lives and yada, 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 and what you share and what you don't share. Because even the guy that I dated last, I never shared anything ever about us. And he shared a picture of us like the first month that we were dating.
Yeah.
We went to a comedy show and we took a photo, which was a really great photo.
I remember it.
Yeah, because I showed it to you. Yeah, it was a really great photo. So I see why he wanted to share it. Because he's like, hey.
Yeah.
But I would have never shared that. I don't care how good that picture was. I would have never shared it. And in his mind, he's over there thinking, oh, I'm not going to tag her. And so it's like this mysterious woman.
Yeah.
And then he posts it, and he's getting all these DMs. Is that Melanie Peralta? Is that Melanie? Oh, you know Melanie? You're dating. And he was like, what the? And I told him beforehand, though. I'm like, listen, I'm from Arizona. I've been in the music industry. I'm in the personal development industry. I'm on top of stages in front of people all the time. A lot of people know who I am. Yeah. Okay? So, like, keep it low key. No PDA until this is potentially something. Yeah. I'm very, like, mindful of stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. The dating world on social.
What about Brian? Does he care about how you operate on social media?
I don't think so.
Okay.
He's never really said anything.
In relationships, that's a huge thing. Like social media ruins so many relationships.
It does. I mean, I don't really post anything too.
Yeah, you're such a classy guy.
I'm a classy ass
You're
bitch.
such a lady.
I really am. But no, I mean, I do post some like stupid shit sometimes, you know, but no, he doesn't really say anything. He's such a consumer. Like he'll like everyone's post. He's like, whatever, you know, it's great. It's funny. I liked it.
Yeah.
But no, we don't really have any like rules or boundaries, and neither of us have done anything that cross them. Like I've never ever seen him like a Instagram model's picture or anything. Like he really just engages on like sports accounts and his friends' accounts.
You guys are so wholesome, bro.
We are wholesome.
You guys are wholesome as fuck.
The innocence, right?
Like truly.
I know.
Truly.
And so luckily we haven't really had to deal with any of that. But I am really proud of him because he recently started his law firm this year. Crushing it, by the way. And I forced him and his business partner to get on social media because they are a hoot. Like,
oh, I love their content.
Yeah,
it's so good. And they're a law firm. I have no reason to consume their content.
No reason to consume these people's content, but it is so funny. Them like just having fun and making law fun again.
Yeah.
They're doing such a good job, dude. Their engagement is out of control.
Really?
Yes. It's outrageous. People love it. And so I'm turning into like momager. And I'm like, boys, yes, you're lawyers, but I'm like, this is so far beyond. Like, if you guys keep doing this, like, we can create masterminds. We can get brand deals, like, within the legal community for, like, softwares and stuff that you guys are using.
Right.
Because they're so good at this. And so I'm really proud of him. And it was cute, like, going to his first shoot and how uncomfortable they were.
That's like me doing trends with you.
Yeah, they were so uncomfortable, but now they're like filming every Wednesday. Let's go. Boom, boom, boom. And they knock out their content and they post it and it's edited like so perfectly and they're doing such a good job. So he's now like kind of stepping more into this space where I've been in this space for 12 years.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting because now he's like, hey, like, get a video of this.
Yes, babe, I will. Gladly.
No, you get video of me. Videos of each other.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, but in terms of like anything boundary related or anything, we haven't run into that yet, and I hope that we don't.
Yeah.
So it's been an easy one for us.
That was a huge thing in my last relationship.
Really?
Oh God. You know how many fights were started because of social media activity?
Like him liking pictures or engaging?
Like me, it was usually me.
Oh.
Yeah, like unintentionally, I'm like liking somebody's music video and it's like this rapper that he feels a way about, or
you're like, I just like the song.
Yeah, or like just supporting this person.
Right.
You know, so it was like a huge problem.
Yeah.
In my last long-term relationship with social media. And I think, you know, it's really all about trust, boundaries, just expressing the boundaries with each other, because you might have one woman who's like, I don't care, like whatever you want. Like, I feel comfortable with us. But then you might have another woman who has her insecurities, and maybe you've done things to make her feel that way.
Right.
And so absolutely not. I better not see you like this these types of pictures,
Yeah.
or you know what I mean? So everybody has their things for whatever reasons that they have them. Now a step further, I know this doesn't necessarily apply to you, but I know it applies to a lot of people who are watching, because yes, there's boundaries and rules and social media do's and don'ts when it comes to like friendships and romantic relationships and stuff like that. But another one that is so important is parenting social media. Like, parents on social media, and I've gone through that with Vakai. That's been a shift that me and Vakai have gone through, because obviously when he's younger, he don't care about what I'm posting and when I'm posting it and whatever. But I remember when he started to get to the age where he was like, don't film me. Yeah. And not only don't film me, don't post that. And now he's 9 now, and now he cares.
Yeah.
He's in the part of his psychological development where he's aware that he has a reputation. He's aware that people have opinions about him, because when they're little, they're so oblivious. They don't care who thinks what. They're just still so in their first level of subconscious development, you know? But now his awareness is more heightened, and he cares about his perception of self and what people, you know, how he's viewed and all of those different things. And so sometimes, like, I'll take a video of him and he's like, don't post that. And then some videos he's like, you could post that, you know? So it's honoring their autonomy as well, because this is really the first generation of having a digital footprint from birth.
Yeah,
you know, true. We didn't have a digital footprint at birth. Our parents weren't uploading our newborn photos.
I know.
You know?
Yeah.
And so, like, the digital imprint, and think about how many videos of children do, and there's so many like iconic children videos out there that are great. Yeah. And it's like, that's the Charlie Bit Me kid.
Right. And a lot of them are doing really great things now.
Really well.
For success.
But you never know if, like, you post a video of your kid doing something that when they get older, they're like, why did you share that? That was humiliating.
Right.
Or you know what I mean?
Dangerous. Like, with all the creeps out there, that's what concerns me more. Is the creepers out there, and knowing that there's where your children are growing up or the neighborhood that they're in.
Right.
For me, like, that's what I would be more concerned about.
Yeah.
Just because, again, like, there are people watching.
There's
and
weirdos, bro. Weirdos.
You know? Like, have you ever gone to your following list and browsed through the followers?
If not in a while, honestly.
Go take a peek, and you would be surprised how many creepy men who have no business being on your page are following you. And I go and I remove them.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my God, I'm so glad you said that. I never think about that.
Go. You might have to scroll a little bit to get back to, like, even the older days. There's a lot.
Oh, weirdos.
Yeah, or even, like, go in, you know, you can type in someone's name. Just start typing in, like, random men's name, like Joe, stuff like that. And it's like all these guys come up and you're like, who are you? Like, remove. You know, like, that's creepy to me.
Which is funny, because a lot of people will be so much more inclined to remove who they follow. Nobody wants to remove followers because everybody wants followers.
Oh yeah, I'll remove them. You know? I sit through there and I remove that.
But that's smart. That's smart. Yeah. So that's definitely a thing. And on top of that, as far as just like respecting their digital footprint, respecting if they want to be seen. There's a lot of parents out there who won't even show their children's faces and stuff like that. Everybody has their reasons and their rules and all of that. But then you are developing your child's relationship with social media at a very early age. If it's always selfie, everybody thinks that certain behavior is cute when it's young. Selfie, mom, take a video of me. How do I look? And whatever. The kids wants to always be whatever. It's sometimes it's cute when they're young.
Yeah.
But it doesn't age well. And
Yeah.
it's social media addiction.
Yes.
Or it's superficial, like always needing attention or
Yeah.
validation, or you gotta be so mindful of the seeds that you are planting in your children right now.
Well, even the filters, like that drives me nuts when I see a child with a filter on.
Well, it depends. Some of them are fun.
Like if it's a
If
playful
it's like a silly one, yeah.
But like filter.
I never see children with a.
Oh,
Really?
I have. Not like
Really?
some crazy one, but definitely one that's altering their face. And even now, Instagram, like if you don't put a filter on, it still has a little bit of filter.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It's like this little bit of enhancement, this natural enhancement. And so now these children, their insecurities could be starting even younger if they're looking at this picture. And like we spoke earlier, this doesn't look like me in the mirror, how it looks here.
Right.
Or the thing that gets me about the parents with the social media is always having your phone in their face.
Right.
Like when they're waking the baby up in the flash, let your baby wake up in the dark and like more naturally. This is not normal. We're not meant to be raised this way. And now I know we're moving that way, so it is a part of life.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's too much.
Yeah, you have to really, really think about like your values as a family.
Yeah.
Because I could definitely see how if social media is your living,
Right.
and you have a family page and everyone loves your family, so it's like you guys are always making content and stuff like that. But you ever see those videos of it's like somebody didn't realize that they weren't like live or something, and they
Yes.
post it, and then like the video is like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, or do
And
it
like,
again.
Yeah, and then they're like, okay, you know? So
Yeah.
that's a whole different type of trauma. The next generation of kids, there's going to be kids out there who have social media trauma.
Oh, yeah.
From like influencer parents and shit. Like that's going to be a whole thing, like psychologically.
Or the social media bullying that happens with not only kids but adults
Yeah.
as well. That again, we're not used to this type of behavior.
Such a weird world we live
you know,
in.
like,
say it to my face.
I know, say it to my face. Like no,
Now
only-
it's like I can say it from Transylvania, bitch. Like I can say whatever I want. I'm never
my
gonna
IP
meet you.
address. Yeah. But that's like a whole other conversation. You know, we're not used to having this much closeness with people and being able to comment and criticize.
A stranger to. Ugh.
And that is one thing I have never done and will never do is leave a hate comment on someone's page or like say anything bad. If I don't like it, I'm like, keep it moving. Just,
Right.
you know, scroll past it, whatever.
Right.
But the amount of like, people need an outlet to express their anger and they use social media to
they
do it.
They do.
And it's sad because
Yeah.
that's bullying for adults, it's bullying for kids, and that's so dangerous.
Yeah. And to piggyback off of that, just people utilizing social media as a venting outlet in general.
Yeah.
Bro, like, I don't love cancel culture, but if there's anything we're going to cancel, it's Facebook and Instagram being your therapy.
Yes. Yes.
Like, you're there, like, bro, please stop the social media trauma dumps.
dumping.
I understand there's a big difference between vulnerably in the energy of raw, authentic expression and humility, just sharing what's happening in your world from an honest place. There's a very big difference when it's like, oh, this is happening to me and this person did this and then, oh, my family, and like, I have relatives who go on social, oh, you want to talk about me? And there's like, they bring their drama to social media for everybody. It's like you make your drama statements or your like, my world is falling apart, poor me, victim energy on social media. Bro, I personally look at that type of behavior. There has to be self-refinement, like that level of projection, unconscious projection is a major area for personal development if you fall into that category of trauma dumping on social media like that. Like,
yeah,
there's better ways to handle your problems, bro. That ain't it.
Well, that's the thing. Again, going back to the anger, like people need a way to express themselves. And when they feel like they can't express themselves to their partner or to whatever, they start being passive aggressive and posting like those quotes. And you're like, what happened between them and their partner?
Yeah, yeah.
Or they get on there and they start going on a rant. And luckily, I don't see a lot of that on my feed. Thank goodness. But I know what you're talking about because I have seen it.
Totally.
And that goes back to, this is not the place. I believe that social media is for entertainment, for fun, for education, for being authentic, but how are you showing up authentically?
It's the how. How are you doing it? Because I do think it's still important to not always portray the perfect picture.
No.
It's like, you know, I actually really appreciate some, like, when it's done
responsibly,
when it's done well, when it's done responsibly, when it's done, you know, with integrity and like in a respectful, tasteful way of somebody just being like, I've been fucking down in the dumps, bro. Like, I'm not okay.
Right.
And, you know, there's a difference opposed to just like the immature way to go about it.
What's coming up for me right now is, and it's on this topic, but also like when it comes to being responsible with what you share, I feel like the thing that irks me a little bit more than the people trauma dumping is when people are too quick to share a major life change or update. And now that is feeding a narrative. Let me give you an example.
Yeah.
So celebrities. Okay. This might get controversial. But celebrities with the whole like he, she pronoun thing.
Okay.
People are like, I'm a girl, but now I'm a they. Mm-hmm. And then 3 months down the road, they're like, oh, I'm actually not a they. I am a she. And then like they're bouncing back and forth. And now they're confusing the youth. They're confusing their followers who are latching onto everything that they're saying because they trust them. But them going through their own internal process, they're sharing it too quickly without actually being confident of their choice. But you have people who are watching you and looking up to you who are really using you as a source of reliability almost. And now you're planting confusion in all of these people's minds. And so I feel like if you are going to share a major life update with your pronouns or your sex or whatever it is, we talked about this earlier. Sit on that, go through your process, and then when you step into this and present it on social media, you're certain and clear on who you are. And it's not to say you can't change and like go back to whatever.
I mean, people do it with relationships.
Right.
Like,
there's so much flopping, but when it's coming to those grander topics like that, for the people who don't have the ability to really sift through that and dissect what's true for them, now everyone's changing their pronouns and everyone's confused and everything's whatever. If you want to change them, go for it. But be certain in who you are versus flipping every day.
Yeah.
It's causing too much chaos and commotion. And I see that a lot, especially from celebrities.
Really?
Yeah. And it's like, that's what irks me. I'm like, you have millions of people who are following you and now they want to do something just because you are. Like it comes back to the influence.
Yeah. So the responsibility behind the influence. And obviously not everybody has that. Some people, again, are just the watchers who don't have a lot of followers and don't post much and all of that stuff. But there is definitely a responsibility, and to definitely keep that in mind at all times, because it is an energetic imprint out into the collective of humanity. Yeah. And depending on how much influence, who you are influencing, especially if your audience is like teenagers or children or, you know, certain people, you got to be mindful with that shit, man.
I even see it a lot in the wellness space too.
Really?
Like for a while I was following a lot of wellness accounts because obviously this person's going through something similar you are, like hormone challenges or whatever. You want to learn and consume their content. But they're confused and their doctor's putting them on their own plan. And now you're like, well, maybe this thing will work for me or won't work for me. And there's so much confusion in even the wellness space, which is why I have taken the stance to not post as much about the supplements that I take, the things that I do, because everyone is so bio-individual.
Right.
And I never want to influence someone to buy something that could actually harm their unique bodies. And so I consciously, a couple of years ago, just took a step back from sharing that so much. And it's not to say that I don't anymore. I still do here and there. But even like the cold plunging, I'm like, I'll show you that I'm cold plunging, but I'm not telling you you need to cold plunge.
Totally.
You know, it's like being more responsible as a creator myself and how I show up, so that I don't add any more confusion to people's already overwhelming and confused lives.
Yeah. Or just sharing things that like you genuinely have experience with personally, instead of just like doing a quick little trendy thing and posting it. But it's like, no, I live this, I use this, I like this really impacts me in this way from a experienced place. Because I do share products. I share my favorite products all the time.
Yeah.
But I will only ever share a product. I'll never share a product that a company sends me just to share it because they sent it to me.
Never.
Ever.
Ever.
Yeah. I will only ever share a product that I genuinely love.
Yeah.
Because to me, that's my integrity.
Right.
That's my reputation. That's on me.
Right.
You know? So there's also times where I'll post something that I was like, I didn't love this.
Right.
You know, I'm not a yes man to all the things. So if I do post it, it's because I've built a relationship with this thing.
Right.
And I genuinely love it. And I am taking it every day. And I am giving it to my son. And I am, you know what I mean? Not just like, oh, this company sent me this product, it's really awesome. No, bitch.
Never.
I've had people send me products and I didn't post it because I didn't love it.
Yeah.
Or if I did post it, I was like, well, I'm supposed to post something about this. This isn't great.
Yeah.
I don't recommend it.
Don't like it. Sending it back. Yeah. The amount. And that's like, a whole other thing with all this like new marketing that's coming up. Right. Everyone just wanting to send you stuff and post about it. And it's like, what, like, who do you trust?
Yeah.
On social media? Yeah. And that's why I'm really picky about it with what I share, because I do want to be a trusted source. Totally. I never want someone to think like she's posting another thing.
Anything. Like a trusted source in anything. One of the greatest honors in my entire life is people who tell me, if you said it, I trust it. Totally. Girl. Yeah. That is a fucking badge of honor.
No, for sure.
You know? Yeah. But there's choices and behaviors and qualities and characteristics that have been exemplified over time to earn that badge. Right. You know?
Yeah. I feel that way too. And I love those people who I can trust with that. I'm like, I don't have to do the research. Totally. I know you did the research.
I know you did the research. Yeah.
That's what I love about Q when she cooks for us, because I'm like, I will eat whatever you make.
Whatever.
Because I know that it is the most quality thing you could get your hands on.
Totally.
Give me the ice cream float.
Yeah, just give it to me.
Give it to me. Give me the mashed potatoes with the raw milk. Let's go, baby.
Right.
Yeah, those people are top tier humans.
Is there anything that you feel like you want to close out with? Or any other questions that you might want to dive into before we wrap it up?
Let you start. Let me feel into this.
Okay. I just want to reinforce that social media is absolutely an energetic imprint, and it is about the energy that we're putting out into the world, the influence that we have on whoever is watching. All of those things are important, but one thing that social media actually really is, and this has been my experience with it as of lately, it's a mirror. It's a reflection of you, of who you are how you live, how you feel about yourself, what your internal behaviors are, what your internal dialogue is, what your insecurities are, what your strengths are. It is a mirror, it is a reflection. You can see, if you go back in your social media, you know exactly where you were in that time based off of what you were creating, how you were creating it, and all of those different things. And one thing that I see about myself right now is that, like I told you, I'm in like my modest era.
Yeah.
And to me, that's a reflection of me truly, genuinely being so anchored in who I am in real life. Because I just posted, like, the most recent reel that I did post was be that girl in real life, not just on social media.
Yeah.
Majority of my page is videos of me with no makeup, not super fancy, not super dressed up. But when I go out into the world, I'm a badass bitch. Like, when I step out into the world, I'm dressed up, I'm in full glam, I'm a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
And I know that about myself, and I own that about myself. And most of the time, and my social media content girlies get mad at me for this. They're like, bitch, you looked so bomb and you didn't take one single picture.
Yeah.
I don't need to. I don't need you to see me like this. I just am.
Yeah.
I just am. I exist like this in real life, and I don't need to prove it to you. And maybe I'll shift into a time where I'm going hard at building a certain brand, and I want you to see how fresh I am when I go out to these places and whatever. But right now, where I'm at in my journey is I'm happy to just be Melanie, truly.
Yeah.
And I love it here because I remember when I used to sit there for hours getting ready and taking all these pictures to post the perfect social media picture, like to have my content. And I'm just so not in that season. And I don't know when I will be in that season. Who knows? Seasons are seasons for reasons.
Yeah.
But take a look at your social media, your page, your behavior, your consumption. It will tell you everything that you need to know about yourself. It will. It's a life audit in its own right.
Yeah.
It really, really is. And that's my bit.
My bit is cultivating a relationship with social media. It is not going anywhere.
Yeah.
It is only going to increase with the number of apps and the number of time on these apps. So be mindful and conscious of your choices that you make on social media, the people that you follow, the people you engage with, the content that you put out, the content that you consume, because before we know it, like, we're now unconscious. It's an unconscious behavior, and that can really affect your mental health. That can affect your productivity. That can affect your self-esteem. It can affect everything. So have an intentional relationship with it. It's okay to have a relationship with it.
Yeah.
We all do, and we probably always will. But have intention with it so it's not taking you on a spin and you on a ride. You're in control of that relationship as much as you can be to maintain a healthy relationship with it.
Yeah. And one last thing. Just a reminder in case anybody forgot, real life is always more important than your digital world.
Yes.
Put more energy into the reality of your daily existence more than your social media. Period.
Yes.
If your social media is immaculate and your life is falling apart, bro, switch your values.
Yes.
Like, readjust your values, okay? Because you should be thoroughly enjoying your human experience and investing into your human experience as much as you possibly can, so that if social media were to die tomorrow and all the apps were to go away and all the new ones were completely different and this profile that you built for all these years was gone tomorrow, your real life is so beautiful and substantial and fulfilling and thriving.
Yeah.
That's what matters most. Like,
such a
stay
good
rooted
point.
in reality, baby.
Rooted in reality.
Rooted in
I love that.
reality.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Until next time for our grand finale. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.